Hello there. Today we're going to talk about my past, present, and future of books. What I've read, what I'm going to get into, and what is in the future. So let's get into it right now. So I recently finished the novella, The Tusks of Extinction by Ray Naylor. And that book was emotional, sad, hopeful, strange, and a really good, weird novella. And it's weird because it's about the woolly mammoths and they've been brought back from extinction. They bring them back, but the herds keep dying because they don't remember how to be mammoths. And so they end up supplanting the consciousness of this doctor, Demira. And she used to be an elephant conservationist and was trying to stop poachers from killing them. And she lived among them. And so if anyone knows how to do this, how to be like a herd matriarch, it's her. So they put her consciousness into this mammoth matriarch, and the herds start to survive, and she's teaching and learning them. And it's strange because she still has her human memories as well as like being this mammoth and being part of a herd and their emotions and how they feel. And then of course, because humans are the worst, poachers start coming into the land to try to kill the freaking mammoths. Like I said, it's emotional and sad, but also hopeful, and it's beautifully written. This is my second Ray Naylor book, and I really, really enjoyed it. I will have a standalone review for this, so if you want to hear more about that in the future, that will be coming. Okay, so the next up, I have decided that I am finally going to start Stephen King's Dark Tower series. I've been thinking about this for a while. It's been a while since I've read a series. I think the last series I read was the Warlock Holmes series, and I only read like the 3 books. But I'm going to read the last 2, but I'm going to wait until we have Occult Detective October again, and I'll read those then. So, The Gunslinger. First book in the Dark Tower series. I feel like most people know what this is about, but in case you don't, I'm going to read you the synopsis. So let's have a little story time with Sin. Let's go. Over 3 decades ago, Stephen King introduced readers to the extraordinarily compelling and mysterious Roland Deschain. Roland is a haunting figure, a loner on a spellbinding journey into good and evil. In his desolate world, the landscape strewn with the wreckage of civility, he tracks the man in black, encounters an enticing woman named Alice, and begins a friendship with a boy from New York named Jake. Both fiercely realistic and eerily dreamlike, The Gunslinger is the first book in what is perhaps the greatest odyssey Stephen King has ever written. I mean, everyone I talk to says great things about the Dark Tower series. I know that people like certain books more than others and whatnot, but that's with every series, right? So I'm super excited to start it. And the question is, will I actually read all 7 books? Because I am notoriously bad at starting series and not finishing them. But I think what I'm going to do is just aim for 1 a month, right? Let's not make it too much pressure. Let's just do like 1 book a month. Let's hope that I don't fall off. I really want to read all of them. So I guess it's like kind of like a self-challenge for myself. I don't know. So we'll see how we do. Like, my plan is to do a video for each book, and then I will put them all together in a playlist at the end so that they're all in one big chunk. So then let's get into what else we're going to read. We got First Lie Wins by Ashley Elston. This is a thriller, and apparently it's from Reese Witherspoon's book club as well. I guess that's cool. I picked it up because it's just me being me and seeing it everywhere, and I was like, okay, let's see if it's good or not. Who knows? Let's find out what it's about. Evie Porter has everything a nice Southern girl could want. A doting boyfriend, a house with a white picket fence, a tight group of friends. The only catch? Evie Porter doesn't exist. Dun dun dun. The identity comes first. Evie Porter. Once she's given a name and location by her mysterious boss, Mr. Smith, she learns everything there is to know about the town and the people in it. Then the mark. Ryan Summer, the last piece of the puzzle, is the job. Evie isn't privy to Mr. Smith's real identity, but she knows this job isn't like the others. Ryan has gotten under her skin, and she's starting to envision a different sort of life for herself. But Evie can't make any mistakes, especially after what happened last time. What happened last time? I wasn't there, I don't know. Do you know? Evie Porter must stay one step ahead of her past, while making sure there's still a future in front of her. The stakes couldn't be higher. But then, Evie has always liked a challenge. That sounds pretty good. You know, when you're doing a job, don't get sucked into liking the people that you're trying to put a mark on. I don't know, pull one over on, whatever. Oh, you may have noticed the shirt says Simply Sin, right? This is like old school vintage when I used to want to be a food blogger. That's right. I was, at one point in time, trying to be a food blogger. And then that kind of faded away. You just keep trying stuff till you find something that sticks, right? Booktube. Here we are. So I love witchy books. And the next book we're going to get into is Island Witch by Amanda Giatisa. I don't know how to say that last name. I apologize if I'm saying that wrong. Giatisa? Well, let's tell you about it. Set in 19th century Sri Lanka and inspired by local folklore, Island Witch follows the daughter of a traditional demon priest, relentlessly bullied by peers and accused of witchcraft herself, as she tries to solve the mysterious attacks that have been terrorizing her coastal village. Being the daughter of the village Kapua, or demon priest, Amara is used to keeping mostly to herself. Influenced by the new religious practices brought in by the British colonizers, the villagers who once respected her father's craft have turned on her family. Yet, they all still seem to call on him whenever supernatural disturbances arise. Now, someone or something is viciously seizing upon men in the jungle. But instead of enlisting Amara's father's help, the villagers have accused him of carrying out the attacks himself. As she tries to clear her father's name, Amara finds herself haunted by dreams that eerily predict the dark forces on her island. And she can't shake the feeling that it's all connected to the night she was recovering from a strange illness and woke up, scared and confused, to hear her mother's frantic cries. No one can find out what happened. Dun dun dun! So that sounds pretty good, and looking forward to reading that. And then we have The Book of Doors by Gareth Brown. This was a random one I grabbed. There are things known and unknown, and in between there are doors. That's a quote that's always kind of like stuck with me. And so when I think of doors, I think of like liminal, of passing from one place to another, almost like a portal. So I thought maybe this book would be kind of liminal and weird like that. So let's tell you what it's about. Cassie Andrews works in a New York City bookstore, shelving books, making coffee, and living an unassuming, ordinary life. Until the day one of her favorite customers, a lonely yet charming old man, dies sitting at his usual table in the store. Cassie is devastated. She always loved his stories, and now she has nothing to remember him by. Nothing, that is, but the last book he was reading, and one other he left for Cassie. But the other book, covered in faded, cracked leather, is no ordinary book. It is the Book of Doors. Inscribed with enigmatic words and mysterious drawings, it promises Cassie that any door is every door. She just needs to know how to open it. Definitely sounds liminal. Let's go. Soon, Cassie is approached by a gaunt stranger in a rumpled black suit. Drummond Fox is a Scottish librarian who keeps watch over a unique set of rare volumes. The tome in Cassie's possession is not the only book with great power, but it is the one most coveted by those who collect them. Now, Cassie is being hunted by the few people who know about the special books. This is why we can't have nice things. With just her roommate Izzy to confide in, she has to decide if she will help the mysterious and haunted Drummond protect the Book of Doors and the other books in his secret library's care from those who would do evil. Only Drummond knows where the library is, and only Cassie's book can get them there. But some are willing to kill to obtain these secrets, and a dark force in the form of a shadowy, sadistic woman At the very top of that list. That sounds like this is going to be a super fun book. I am totally into it. Book of Doors. Magic, witchy, fantasy. Let's go. I'm super stoked for pretty much all of those. The one I'm most excited for, I think, is The Gunslinger, just finally starting the Dark Tower series. I'm really looking forward to that. Have you guys read the Dark Tower series? If so, did you like it? And what were your favorite books? I'm just curious. Let me know down in the comments. And if you're a fan of videos where I talk about multiple things that I'm reading or have read or I'm going to get into, the next video coming up will be about that. So stick around, check it out. And if you had fun hanging out today, hit that subscribe button, come back, see me again, and we'll talk about more bookish things and weird stuff.